Hi, this is Natalie Lander, voice of Kinsey, Tara Branford, Stargirl, and many others. You are listening to a W2Mnet podcast. You can visit W2Mnet.com for other podcasts about entertainment, video games, sports, and wrestling.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Talk to Keki. My name is Matthew. I am your host, and joining me is my co-host, Ethan. How you doing, buddy?
Konbawa, minasan. Daijoubu desu. What about you?
I'm all right. Can't complain. Crazy week again. We were 2 days late, so we apologize in advance.
Yes, my bad, guys. Gomenasai. My life has been crazy, so I am still behind, ladies and gentlemen, on my anime. I definitely apologize. I'm trying my best to catch up in between my life circumstances. Being an adult, I guess. Finally caught up to this.
Yep. So we gave him 2 days, just so we have more to talk about. Because it wouldn't be fair if I talked about most stuff that that he hasn't watched and then spoil it. I don't want to do that to him. So had it so that he just caught up as much as he could.
I could, yeah, basically. I mean, we'll still deliver some content for you guys. I guess from my side, I'll be delivering extended content on certain things that I've already caught up on. So, as we get along, I will, like I said, will do my best to catch up on everything that we were talking about that I'm behind on, and then we'll be able to kind of play off that from that point.
So. But we got another set of reviews from the weekly seasonals. We got some teaser trailer updates. Release dates on certain animes, and then announcements in general. We're going to be talking about them right here. We are going to get started on that. First off, Beastars Season 2 has official release date for the international release. It finished in Japan, but now that it's done in Japan, it's going to be released worldwide on Netflix on... Where'd you go? July 15th. That's when you'll see it on Netflix to watch 13 episodes of Beastars. I loved the first season, and I finished the manga. The manga is done. People don't like. I know people aren't fans of what happened after the school, but overall, in terms of character development, it is still enjoyable. So I'm happy to see how far they're gonna go with season 2. Without spoiling for people who have watched it. Have you seen any trailers or anything about season 2 of Beastars?
No, I haven't, to be quite frank, given Beastars a chance. I found it a bit odd from my side. I was going to watch it, and then I got caught up with all my seasonals and other anime that I was watching, and then when I finally had a chance to, I really sat down and I looked at, and I just thought about it, and I was like, I don't know, man. It's just this doesn't click for me. I feel like it's kind of in the same. To me, it's kind of in that same vein as what we're talking about with VIVY, where I've heard nothing but positive things about the show. I've heard nothing but positive things about Beastars. But it's just the principle of having talking animals that, like a rabbit wants to fuck a wolf or something like that. I know that's not exactly what happens, but just the principle of I don't know. It's just right. Odd for me. So I haven't given it a shot. Perhaps it's one of those that eventually I'll get to it, but it's not on my to-do or to-watch lists for myself.
Right now, it's basically it's like Zootopia, but more mature, more or less. Mature high school students.
Yeah, I definitely heard that it's a more mature anime. It's not, you would think, when you see, it's, a talking bunny, and you see, different other animals, it's probably for children, and then you see some suggestive material.
But great characters. I love the Legoshi. I love Louis. The progression of them. Then Haru. But yeah, a lot of great stuff in there. Speaking of Netflix anime, Tres was a anime from the Philippines that got released a week ago. I found out about it today, and
is that still considered an anime? Because when you think about anything animated from Korea is like a manhwa, right? So is a Philippine anime considered an anime?
I mean, it says anime influenced, so
I guess. I mean, if it shows up on Analyst, I guess
it's kind of like Castlevania or Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
Like it's like they still like the tag is an anime, but some people don't really consider it an anime.
I always chuckle that what's it called on Netflix? Avatar is considered an anime, but if you go on Analyst, it's not on there. They don't consider it an American.
I also knew someone that thought Kolioka was anime, even though it's a cartoon made in France. But
yeah, like I don't know, but who's like the definitive authority? You know, is it like does it have to be Asian specific? Like what makes
like that. I think there's something in the Asian region type of thing.
So,
but I haven't read the synopsis or looked at, but just looking at it visually, it looks. I might give it a watch if there's time. I'll put it in the radar.
What I like to do is anything that I see, I'll throw it in the group. Maybe you should throw it in the group and see if anyone else is going to give it a hint. If you get a couple people.
Yeah, I'll post it. I'll post a trailer or something. Alrighty, and one more for Netflix. Super Crooks got announced. It got announced during the Annecy Festival in 2021. It's going to be directed by the same guy that directed Carol and Tuesday. So with that alone, I am excited for it. I know it got announced in May, but we got a poster finally. But it looks interesting. There's no official release date. It's going to be 13 episodes. So like I said, once we get a trailer, I'm sure it'll be fantastic. And also, don't forget, everyone, June 17th, we're going to have the release date of Record of Ragnarok. I'll be watching it Friday. I will be talking about it on the next episode once I binge it all with my friends. We will go from there. Are you going to watch this?
I probably will not binge it. For the sake of the podcast, I will try my hardest to watch at least the first couple episodes, so that way I'm not in the dark of what you're discussing. Right. Like I said, my priority is kind of to get everything else together. Like I don't know. I feel like because it's an oxymoron because it's like, oh, whenever an anime whenever Netflix drops a whole series, like it's super convenient because you can binge it. But I've always been the type to like take it like week by week because so that way I catch up on stuff. So even though when you think about it, I'm so behind at this rate, I could literally binge a bunch of anime to complete seasons, and I had an opportunity in theory to kind of binge a show like Record of Ragnarok. I feel like maybe I should just do the other anime first because it's kind of like the priority, and I can always go back. Like I haven't seen High Rise Invasion, haven't seen that one yet, haven't seen Alice in Borderland yet. All stuff I've heard about, and I was like, I should go back and watch it. I just happened to watch Yasuke while I was on the airplane because I was traveling to New York for family matters. Right. So I happened to watch most of Yasuke. I'm still 2 episodes behind on that. But that's when I normally watch any of the Netflix animes. I just happened to recently binge not even binge because I took my time on that Great Pretender, which was a 2020 seasonal. Yeah. When we're doing the Talk the Cake awards for our group. By the way, anyone who is whenever we say the group, we're part of a group called Talk the Cake. I believe we are searchable on Facebook. It's Eat the Cake. Sorry, Eat the Cake. Thank you for that. My bad. Yeah. So we're part of Eat the Cake. So if you happen to hear this and want to join our group, this is the genesis of this podcast. We're doing it for them. So if you happen to hear that and want to join our wonderful little family, please go ahead and give us an ad. If possible, mention that you heard us on the podcast, on the Talk to Cake podcast. I am an admin, so if I notice or you say that, hey, I found you guys on Talk to Cake, you will be accepted immediately without questions.
Alrighty, but yeah, go there if you're on Facebook. Before we go to the reviews, we got one more teaser for Uzumaki, which is going to be on Adult Swim. It actually got released yesterday, where the creator was talking about it, and he showed a little clip of how it's going to look. It's beautifully drawn. It's if you're into the supernatural, dark fantasy, Uzumaki is worth checking out. It's going to be a mini-series on Adult Swim, and 4 episodes, and it will come out October 2022.
Damn, we still got another year and a half of that then.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was supposed to come out like 6 months ago, but with COVID, it's just... he's taking his time with this. He wants this perfect.
That's understandable. Yeah, real quick...
completely black and white. But yeah, definitely it's on YouTube if you want to find it. I highly recommend watching the creator talk about it and then the little 20-second clip of how it's going to look.
Sure. Real quick, my favorite news and note point is I just read yesterday that Josie is going to be arriving to U.S. theaters July 12th through 14th. For those who don't know Josie, it's the story of I believe he's like a paleontologist or a scientist. He just is living his day and he meets a wheelchair-bound girl who is kind of an introvert and kind of like a neat in essence because of her condition. It's a story about how the two fall in love. It looks stupendously beautiful, and I cannot wait to watch that in theaters. I can't wait to cry my eyes out. Just the previews that I've seen, the stills that I've unfortunately been spoiled by going on Twitter looking for other things, as well as on Facebook following sites that talk about animes like Hachiro and Fruits and goddamn, what was the one from last year? Horimiya, which I adored.
Right.
They've been posting preview pics of that, and I cannot wait to watch that show. I can't wait to cry along with everyone else in the movie theater at how beautiful of a love story that appears to be, and I pray I'm not disappointed by that.
Are tickets available yet or not?
I didn't see any notice of that in the Crunchyroll article that I read. I'll be keeping an eye on Fandango to see when they do become available. As a matter of fact, while we're doing that, let me check Fandango now while you do that.
Yeah, because I could definitely go watch that. It'll be on my vacation week, so.
Since you missed out on Violet Evergarden.
Yeah, way to put salt in the wound.
God, I'm telling you, it's the best conclusion to an anime series I personally have ever seen. You've been watching anime far longer and you've watched far more titles than I have, but in my short 4 years of watching anime, this is by far the best I've ever seen.
I know the Blu-ray got delayed in Japan to October of this year, so I wonder how long it's going to be till we get it now because of this.
Oh, it's got to be probably until 2022, I'd imagine.
I'm going to say January.
At least. Yeah, for sure, at least.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get an update soon. So I could watch that online, but I'd rather wait. I'd rather have it physically in my hands, watch it legally.
Josie opens Friday. Why does it say open Friday? June 16th. Movie times start Monday, July 12th. When do tickets come into play? Let me see. Can I get tickets now? Oh, what? Don't tell me that.
I was gonna say, let's look after we're done recording.
Oh my God, you can get tickets now. All right, after we record.
All right, when we're done, we'll go get our tickets. Alrighty. All right. We got our updates out of the way. Let's get to some reviews, shall we? Alrighty. First, we're going to talk about Koikimo. It's disgusting to call it love. The season it was the first season. It's one of the first season finales next to Joran, Blood and Snow. But let's talk about this love story here, shall we?
I guess.
Now we gotta do it for the people. So, as I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen this as well, and from the comments, it's very mixed, and understandably so. Mm-hmm. But what you call it? Let's talk about it as an overall, and then we'll get to the final episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for people, the romance is definitely creepy. Let's just go with that.
Yeah,
it's definitely a culture thing because that's Japan. But since it's really frowned upon where we are, of course, a lot of people can be disgusted, but it's different there, and there's plenty of animes and mangas, light novels that have done this concept more wholesome and some very disturbing, which we're not going to get into.
Mm-hmm.
But So it's definitely about the whole social structure of the age difference in dating. That's definitely in there. But the fact that Ichikawa is a senior in high school, it does again it throws people off.
She's not even a senior, dude. She's a junior. She's a third year.
As I said, that they usually do like 3 years of high school. No,
Is it only 3 years?
I believe so. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it might be. Oh God, I don't know, dude. She's 17. I mean, by definition, that's still considered, I think, a junior. Even though I graduated from high school at 17, but either way.
Yeah, 10 through 12, 10, 11, 12, so third year.
10, 11, 12. Oh, really? His high school starts at 10th grade over there?
Mm-hmm. Junior high school is 7 to 9, and then senior high school is 10 to 12.
That's so. Oh, so they just do a grade after. That's interesting.
So basically, she's like on that age of graduating, basically.
Yeah. That's so odd. I just bought my tickets, by the way. It's kind of funny. My bad.
Okay, sweet.
Anyway.
But I do like that Rio is waited until she graduates and is an adult.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it better, and
Less creepy.
That like he's actually legit waiting.
I mean, he kissed her though.
I know, but at the same time, I guess it worked for the moment. And then they got to their little banter of her like telling him off, like, "Why'd you do that? Don't do that." He says, again, I do like their chemistry, even though, again, Rio was a creep at first, and
dude, it's even worse that it was so awkward when she's like, "Why did you do that? I can't believe you did that. I didn't." Then at the part where she slapped him, like, bro, if I was just an onlooker in that subway system, I would definitely think he's sexually assaulting her in some capacity or sexually not abusing, but like, you know what I mean, like some sort of negative connotation to that.
But if people ever heard saying that she loves her and all that, then they're probably like, okay, that's probably like their first love type of ordeal. That's the thing.
It's so. Oh my God.
I know.
You know what bothers me about this show is that I love almost everything about it. Literally, the opening and the end songs, first off, are some of the best opening and ends of the entire season, no matter where you are.
Oh, agreed.
Pop song to open. It's talking about love and talking about the quirkiness of their relationship. The end is a really solemn but nice ballad of some sort of like what's called Japanese R&B. Very, very nice and wholesome. It makes you yearn for that person. And as I mentioned, I mean, I can read you what I wrote for my review. By the way, for those who don't know, on my anime Instagram, I_anime24, I do write seasonal reviews. I have mine written out for Koikimo. If you want to read it up there, it'll be up there later in the week on my post, on my blog, rather. I'm sorry, on the site. But in any case, like I wrote there, they did a fantastic job of a lot of things. The story itself, as you mentioned, as a whole, it's well done. There's nothing to complain about. They had great character progression. They made us care about all the other side characters. They developed them quite well. Like I said, the animation is beautiful. The songs, like I said, are fantastic. I just couldn't get over how fucking creepy the goddamn story is, dude. I just couldn't. It was like a 4.5-star anime, and then when you take the literal plot of the story itself, of a 27-year-old or 26-year-old salaryman being in love with a 17-year-old girl in high school, right. It's just wrong, man. And I know we talk about social acceptance in Japan, but I just can't get over it, dude.
I know. Like I said, it's definitely not for everyone.
It's creepy, and he's a womanizer too. So you already know he's a whore. So you already know he kind of has a sexual mind. And I'm glad they don't talk about anything sexual at all in this anime. But can you imagine, like, in the deepest recesses of Rio's mind, him thinking about Ichika and fucking them doing disgusting things? Right. I don't want to imagine that. That's just gross. It's gross.
I know. Trust me, it's definitely gross. But I'm glad. But yeah, I'm glad it didn't go in that direction. it definitely would have been turned a lot of people. I think a lot of people would have quit there
It
right
already
there.
did.
Even the manga probably would have stopped.
Oh my god, bro! Like it's just.
But I do like how it led to thinking, oh, he's just being a flirt. He's being this womanizer. Like it means nothing. But you actually find out he's actually legit serious.
But the way he did it, he forced his feelings onto her, and she's 17. She
I
like
know.
I understand she can be kind of mature for a 17-year-old, and she figured it out on her own that she liked him. But at the same time, like she got there because of the fact that he incessantly called her every day for 6 months, constantly sent her flowers and bears, and constantly, and he gets off on the fact that, oh, you're so creepy, why are you so disgusting, da 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 da. Like, oh, thank you, like, no.
Well, yeah. It's more of
No.
it was more of he was never in love, which is because that's all he did with women was have sex with them. He never. The fact he got turned down is like, oh god, it's not just a plaything. It's like something I actually worked towards an actual relationship type of ordeal. I know.
Oh no.
All right.
No, man.
My big complaint for the show outside of that is the audio and the voice acting. Like it felt like the microphone was there though in it when Rio would talk. Like it felt like an echo every time he spoke.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I guess it's to. Well, I don't know.
Like
I didn't mind.
I don't know if it's a studio or it's just how they wanted it. I don't
I
know.
definitely
That's
think
the
that's how it
thing.
is because you kind of notice that too with Tamaru. That's another thing that bothered me. I feel so bad for Matsushima and Tamaru, bro. I feel so bad for them. Your fucking love lives are ruined because of this disgusting and immoral fucking love. Literally, Tamaru is a sweet fucking man. 17-year-old or 16-year-old, really genuinely liked her. They share
Right.
similar interests. Same thing with Matsushima, 25 or 24, I think. And it literally is a chica. She's a grown chica. And
Right.
the two of them are perfect for the two of the others. And it's ruined by this forbidden love. And I love things like forbidden love. I'm a rom-com freak despite the fact I'm behind on Hichiro and Fruits and Osamake. I am a rom-com freak. I love everything I love the romance in Sword Art Online. I loved Horimiya last season. I love things like what's it called? I love Tonikawa. I loved Toradora. What's it called? Nagisa from Clanad is one of my favorites. I love everything rom-com related. So I wouldn't mind a forbidden love in the least. But not this way, man. Like I feel so bad for those two. Like that, I shouldn't feel that way because that's not. I don't. Do you think that's what the creator wanted us to feel? Like instead of like, oh, we're so happy that they love each
No,
other and
I think it's the fact that
persevere.
I
Like,
think I think it's the fact that it's like, oh yeah, they're basically the same person more or less, but their actual age, like morally, socially, that's how it should be. I think he's trying to show like
I mean, I guess that maybe that they want to like have the thing of opposites attract, but like even from the perspective endorsing this kind of behavior, like literally, even if it's not an age difference, just the principle of having someone who says, oh, I like you, I don't like you. Okay, I'm gonna send you flowers. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna like say I love you over and over and over and over, despite the fact you got rejected. 9 times
right.
out of 10, that doesn't work. And 8 times out of those 9 out of 10, you probably will get either blocked or have like some sort of restraining order put against you for being that type of
Oh yeah,
level of
here in the States, oh big time.
dude. Like it just oh, this show gives me
But
conniption.
look, Tamaru and Rio is fine.
Tamara and Rio is. I mean, when you
I
mentioned
like
that to me, I
Rio.
was like, I like it. Yeah, I see that too. I found myself attracted to Rio a lot, not in that way, but just in terms of her personality. I really appreciated Rio. She was one of the stars of the secondary
And
characters.
Masuda.
Her and And Masuda, yes, I was just about to say Masuda. Those two are superstars of secondary characters. I definitely want to nominate them for secondary character or supporting character of the year. We'll see how the rest of the year goes, but they're on my short list of supporting characters of the year with how great they were. But yeah, just there's so much about it that was great, and there's so much more about it that just fucking aggravates me, man.
But overall, I think aside from that concept, I think we overall liked it, right? We can agree on that.
I begrudgingly liked it.
Right, exactly.
What did you get? First off, Matt, what's your rating system like? Are you a 10? Are you a decimal 10? Are you a full 10? Are you a 5-star? What are you?
I do 0.5, like out of 5.
0.5 out of 5.
So I judging after just talking about this, I would say a 3.5.
I could do halves on Analyst. I use Analyst. Anyone who wants to follow me on Analyst, you can follow me at what the hell is my name on this thing again? Showstopper 249. So
I don't have that account on here.
249. Yeah, you do my anime list, which is cool. You can drop yours. Go ahead and drop yours.
I said I don't have one. I said
you don't have one at all, dude.
Oh no,
that's how you keep track of your weebdom. That's how they have like a whole calendar and everything. I tell people all the time, use Analyst. A lot of people use my anime list. It's basically the same thing. No problem. Whatever you prefer, that's cool. But if you're a weeb, you should definitely have one of these. Like I said, they have a weeb calendar to show how many animes you watched on a particular day, any days you missed. Keeps track of when episodes drop and become available. Shows your episode progression on different series. You can rate, you can comment. They have forums and places where you can socialize with other weebs. Totally would recommend it. I gave it a 3 out of 5.
That's fair.
Do it, dude. Do it, dude. Do it. I'm telling you.
All right. When we're done here, I will make an account.
All right. So so I gave it a 3 out of 5. If I could give halves, I might give it the half. Just because of everything else that I liked about it, but it won't ever. I don't know. If I honestly, for this one, I wish there were some ways I can do some stars and some like out of 10s. Like I would give this like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10, which sounds very high, but I don't know, man. It's like a low 6.5, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
No, I get it. I get it.
Man, god damn it.
All right, let's move on. All right, now the positivity. Megalobox, Nomad.
Yes.
We're, my God.
one of the, in my opinion, one of the surprise shows of the season. I loved, as I've mentioned in our other shows, I definitely liked Megalobox season 1. Definitely enjoyed it. And I didn't think that season 2 could be this great. And in my opinion, it is at least 2 to 2.5 to maybe even 3 times better than Megalobox 1. It is stellar.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Absolutely stellar. I did catch up on this.
All right, good.
I was behind at least one episode, I think. Maybe 2. No, I was definitely behind 1. And I did catch up on it. And yeah, is next week? No, next week isn't the season finale. They still got 2 more episodes to go.
Yeah, it's 13 episodes.
Yeah, it's 13 episodes, so they got 2 more to go. So we're gonna see the final fight with what's it called? Mac and
Poor Mac. Poor Mac.
Yeah, man. Like Mac has had his whole world devastated, and I really want to know, with all this level of devastation, is he really Chief's son? How are the writers going to incorporate the reveal that he is Chief's son? Because all things incorporated between the look, the mannerism, the hummingbird. Like, how will they play that off with the reveal?
I know, but he doesn't look far off in age, though. That's the thing.
No, he looks a little bit far off in age. Because I mean, Chief was an old man. Chief was probably got to be in his 50s. Mac.
Yeah, but I think Mac looks like he's in his 40s, unless Chief had him when he was young.
I mean, Chief is still relatively young, and I mean, but the other thing is also Mac has lived a hell of a life. You know, he might be 35, and he looks like he's 40. You know,
right.
You won't ever know. I guess that aspect they don't go into details of that level, but I can totally see Chief having him super young, or Mac just having that shitty, rough life of being a cop and being a shitty megalobox fighter and going through his son's transplant surgery. By the way, that was such a sad and shocking reveal that this fucking country.
Oh, agreed.
What's his name again? Fucking
the professor.
Yeah, forget no, not the professor, the other guy.
Takuma?
The Sakuma, yeah, the CEO. What a fucking douche canoe. Oh my god, bro. I can't wait to see him get his comeuppance. Who would have thought that we would sympathize with Shirato? Would have never thought that.
Oh no. Definitely not. Yukio, right? Yukiko?
Yeah, Yukiko Shirato.
Okay, because I know you because I don't know if you're talking about her or the brother.
No, yeah, yeah. You have is it Mikato?
Mikio.
Mikoto? Mikio?
Yeah.
Shirato Mikio-san?
Yep.
Shirato Mikio?
Mikio.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So who would have thought though? We would have fucking been on Shirato-san's side. Would have
Oh yeah.
never thought that.
And now we know Joe's actually gonna do the fights. He actually talked about his past to the kids.
That was very raw. Yeah.
Like hey, I was a drug addict, and basically this was basically a relapse type of thing. That's why I collapsed in the hospital, due the brain damage from boxing, and then the drugs.
Well, it wasn't a relapse. It was a side effect of it. He didn't relapse. Relapse would mean that he took some drugs and he fucking hit
But
the
like he was still feeling something, like effects of doing those for so long.
Yeah, it's a residual effect of it. Yeah, it's unfortunately the result of his abuse to his body that he did over the course of those 5 years. Yeah, man. And then he talked about the story of Chief's gear.
Yep.
And what that means to him, and that really, and one of the most telling things is when he told that story, and you could see Sachio's eyes light up because of what it meant to him, to Joe himself, and how maybe he can relate that to keeping Pops's memory alive. Like, oh my god, dude, like the storytelling in this is stellar. The way they make us care about all these characters is stellar. The fact that they took our antagonist from season one,
Yeah, Yuri.
Yuri, and now he's in his corner, and Sachio is the head trainer, and it's just so many things that they've intertwined to make this special. It is superb. One of the top anime, one of the most underrated anime out there. Anybody who likes combat sports, anyone who loves good storytelling, anyone who can relate to perhaps having any sort of addiction or have a hard time dealing with loss in their life, this is definitely a show for you that will touch you and make you appreciate how wonderful of a show this is. I can't recommend this enough. The more I talk about it, the more I want to give it 5 stars. I've given it 4 out of 5 right now. I may give it fucking 5 because of how it is. We'll see how
Depends
it
how
ends.
it ends. Yeah.
Depends on how it ends. Right now, it's a 4 out of 5 for me. I'll keep that open for perhaps getting up. It's definitely not going to go down. I'll tell you what, unless they have the most horrible ending known to man. But I highly, highly doubt that'll happen. So.
And again, Joe agreed that this was going to be his last fight, no matter what, win or lose. So
Yeah.
and he knows his body can't handle it anymore. So
I mean, there are theories. Do you think he's gonna die in the ring? You think Mac is gonna die in the ring? Like, do you think one of them is gonna be paralyzed or crippled?
either he's gonna win, or like he'll probably collapse in the ring, or a fake out type death. Like you'll think he's dead, but at the end he's like alive.
Half of me would die laughing and get pissed off at the same time if they did like a double loss, like a double knockout or a double collapse or some shit.
It could happen.
So I would laugh at it. It would be, that's I would not expected that.
It's definitely possible, and yeah, it looks like this is gonna be the end of the series with how it's going.
Yeah, I dig it.
Oh no, I love this. It's very underrated. It's like one of the dark horses because a lot of people are not talking about it, which is a shame.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? I think it's just because it's a boxing anime. A lot of people don't like boxing animes. I feel like
they love the first one too. So
yeah,
or the fact they got overshadowed by everything else going on this season.
This season has so many good anime and has so many anime as a whole. So I guess it does get overshadowed from that standpoint. I know 86 which I'm episode unfortunately behind on, is one of the best. Fruits is getting talked about insanely. Hero has been talked about significantly. My Hero is My Hero, so that's always gonna pop up. What else? Tokyo Revengers is another low-key one. Snow White Bloats nobody talks about, but is one of my low-keys. Soma Spider, So What? Moriarty, Nagatoro, which is blown up as one of the funniest animes of the season. There's so many different ones you can pick and choose at that are all great in its own way. And the thing about it is, even though you and I appreciate this, and we definitely champion Megalobox, I feel like I don't know, perhaps the animation style, perhaps I don't know. There's something about it. I don't think, and I would agree with that. I don't see it as a significant resonance to a large scale audience. But that to me, that shouldn't take away from how great the story is. But in terms of its resignation with a broader audience, I can see why it may fall behind some of the other ones that we
Right.
just mentioned before. So, and that's a shame, but that's just a part of anime. There's always going to be animes out there that you would, bend over backwards and demand people watch because of the fact that they'll fucking have their lives totally changed. But it'll never eclipse a Naruto, a My Hero, Attack on Titan, something like that. And that is what it is from that standpoint.
All right. Well, speaking of stuff that fell off the radar, even though while still being good, Moriarty the Patriot.
Yes, another good one.
That was so good in fall, and
It was.
And then we're like so excited for it now. Now, like no one's really talking about it for the second half.
And the second half is good. I agree with you that I think the first half was definitely better. I for sure agree with you from that standpoint. This second half hasn't been bad by any means of the imagination. There have definitely been parts of the series that have been, oh my god, and it just makes you feel exactly how you felt in part one, in core one. But it just, I don't know, it doesn't translate. After watching the last episode with the shocking reveal that freaking now what's his face, now that Sherlock knows that the Lord of Crime Hanzai Kyo is freaking is Moriarty, and he killed Milverton. I'm glad they killed Milverton. Fuck that piece of shit, that slimy cunt. I'm glad he's dead. Fuck him. I hope the sharks ate his ass after he fell off into the whatever, the Thames or whatever he was in, whatever river that was in Brighton. I didn't realize Brighton, because I watch a lot of English soccer. I didn't realize Brighton was a coastal town. So that's cool. Whatever it is, fuck him. I hope he's dead. Horrible.
No, he's dead. He's dead.
I know. I hope he got a horrible, disgusting, really. He's in hell. But in any case, no. It's just, I don't know, man. I like I told you in our chat, I'm not a fan of the fact that the cat caught the mouse, and the cat's like, nah, I didn't catch you the way I wanted to catch you. I'm gonna catch you again. And then the fucking mouse is like, if you can catch me, if you can, Mr. Sherlock. Like, oh god. I don't know, man. I didn't sit well with me. I don't know, but I did like it at the end where Moriarty's now stressing because he's like, "Oh, Sherlock killed him. I didn't want him to fucking die. I didn't want him to kill."
Yeah, now he's like that. He's like, now
he fucked up my plan. Yeah, now my life is fucked because he's not gonna fucking give a fuck if I die, which is crazy. I don't know.
Because he wanted him to be the first kill.
Yeah, and I don't know, the way I appreciated earlier in the season where you had what's his face, what's his brother's name, the oldest brother.
Albert?
I forget his name. Albert, yeah, and Albert's like, and he was still disguising himself as a Lord of Crime, and he's like, my name is on a paper. If I ever betray you, open this paper and turn me in. And freaking Sherlock is like, nah, and he burnt the shit. I thought that was raw, and now it kind of defeated the purpose of that part as well, in my opinion. So I don't know.
I think he knew it was him though.
He had an idea, but he could never confirm it, which was, part of the whole cat mouse game. And if he really wanted to, he could have done his own investigations, but he wants everything to come to him. That's why he mentioned, he's like, I'm gonna catch you myself. I'm gonna catch you because you.
It's like I don't want this handed to me.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hand it to him, and it's like, I get that because that's the type of character he is, and that has its own merits. But at the same time, in this sense of the story and how it's progressed, I don't know.
Even I do wish there was more though, because again, the manga is basically over after one more chapter.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I think we talked about it with that.
It's at the final problem. This is it.
Yeah, so they have 2 episodes to wrap this up, where Moriarty either gets thrown in jail or dies. I mean,
I ain't telling you.
Is this based off of historical accuracy at all? Obviously, we have Sherlock.
It's based off the actual Sherlock books, but there's no Jack the Ripper in that story, or James Bond, or
fucking James Bond. Oh my god.
Hey, James Bond hot. Okay, I'm sorry.
James Bond. But I guess if you want to champion, since June is what's it called, Pride Month. I guess if you want to champion LGBTQ specifically with the T. If you want to champion that, you could do that with that James Bond. I find that's pretty cool. I guess from that standpoint, but still, it doesn't make applicable fucking sense.
There's no Fred, there's no Sebastian.
Yeah,
I like them though. I like them though.
I do. I don't
I
hate
just wish there was more of them.
Sure.
That's why I was kind of hoping there was like another season, or at least
Yeah,
like
I was hoping that
with how
too.
the story's written, you could have done 100 chapters instead of
They
57.
could have. Like when you see all the story art and you see like the previews and stuff, you see Moriarty reigning over a London that's ablaze, engulfed in apocalypse. So I was kind of expecting, and maybe we'll get in these last two episodes, some sort of apocalyptic end, but I don't think you can build to an apocalyptic end in two episodes. Like these last two episodes have to like just completely blow you off your feet, just blow your fucking mind for it to reach that apocalyptic level conclusion where it's like, holy shit, what an end! As it stands, I don't know if we're gonna get that. Holy shit, what an end! You know what I mean?
Well, we're gonna have to find out how they do it. It could be different from the manga, or it could copy it. We
I'm not a
got
I'm not a fan of when stories, and I don't read mangas or light novels, so it's kind of the pot calling the kettle black. But just having someone tell me like, yeah, it was way different from the manga, or it wasn't better than the manga because it was different. Like for example, what's it called? Erased. I liked Erased because again, I didn't read the light novel, but everyone tells me how shitty an end it was and how Netflix hurried that end, and it's different, and the one in the book is better. Like that kind of it makes me feel a little bit down about it. Even though
I thought you were gonna say Promise Neverland too. I was gonna say, hold
I
on.
don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about
Hold
it.
your horses, man, buddy.
No, bro. I'm gonna throw this fucking laptop out my window if we talk about it. Let's not.
No. All right, but definitely great episodes. I can't wait for the last two. I could have sworn it was three more, but see, that's two. I'm a little curious how I gotta do it in two episodes instead of three. But definitely good shit. I love I enjoy these characters. I just wish there was more stories overall,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Albert Lewis.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I don't know. We'll see. I guess after the end, but I mean, maybe they could do spin-offs. That would be cool if they did spin-off series based off of some of the characters, depending on their end. Is everybody gonna die? Everybody gonna go to jail? Will they go in jail temporarily? Will some people get to escape
Yeah,
and live in a?
it's like it's like you don't like. I'm gonna say this as an anime person. Like I don't see people dying.
Really? I don't know, man. You know what? I as a joke, I was gonna say I see like maybe Lewis survives and he ends up on the Titanic or some shit like that. You never know. I don't know.
I
But
always thought it would be Albert if someone had to go.
yeah, I could see that for sure, definitely.
I wanted more Albert. I wanted more Lewis. Like it's all like they're all the crime lords essentially because there's more Moriarty's
Yeah,
basically the Patriot.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we're not gonna see Bond or I'm sorry, not Bond. Well, we may see Bond. I doubt it though. We're not gonna see Sherlock and Holmes die. That's for sure. I doubt they're gonna have they're in now with the Scotland Yard. He's not gonna die. I don't think anybody from and any of the significant side characters, but not to the level of significance. None of them are gonna die. It's gonna be one or all of the Moriartys for sure. It's just a matter of how and how many.
Alrighty, but other than that, any closing thoughts on that episode?
No, like I said, it was good. I don't hate it. Despite my animation to this, I don't hate anything with Moriarty. Doesn't insult me by any way, shape, or form.
It's
It's
still an
good.
interesting case.
It's interesting. I appreciate it. I gave it 4 stars out of 5. That's probably where it's gonna stay unless the end blows me away.
Yeah.
I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars. Solid. Yeah.
Alrighty then. What else did you watch that we were both watching?
Revengers, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tokyo Revengers. Let's talk about
I
that.
am loving Tokyo Revengers, and it started off cringy, and I was like, ah, man, this is kind of, And every episode, it's one of those animes where every episode gets better and better and better, and there's more twists and turns. Bro, Takemichi found his balls. I am so happy for Takemichi.
Told
He
you it was
found
gonna
his
happen.
balls.
He's gonna fight him.
Yeah. I was hoping he'd fucking take the knife and slash that motherfucker, but then he would go to jail for life. To be fair,
He choked him out.
Yeah, he fucking put him in a rear naked choke and made him go night night.
It was
Granted,
right? Or who was it?
Kiyomasa, yeah. I mean, granted, there's not a lot of what's it called? Not a lot of continuity because if you choke somebody out, they're not going to be out forever unless you kill them. Like they're not going to be out forever.
Sorry, I was wrong. It was Osanai.
No, yeah, no. Osanai's the one who got stabbed. In episode, I think 8. I think it was. Yeah, episode 8. I think he got stabbed. Or episode 7, he got stabbed. No, he choked out Kiyomasa in this episode. This past episode.
Okay, because they look so
Yeah.
similar. So
Yeah, they do. I mean, a lot of the characters look very similar.
I like the haircut,
Yeah.
face cuts.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like all the main characters have their differences. Even all of Takemichi's friends have their differences. But a lot of like the background like loser characters, including somebody like Kiyomasa, they all have the same like buzz cut with a scar, and they all smoke cigarettes, and they're very similar.
They're delinquents.
Yeah, they're delinquents, and you know it's hard to imagine that all of them they're in like fucking middle school still or high school.
Yeah.
I think they're all in middle school. Like what the hell?
They're middle school.
Excuse me. Yeah, they're all in middle school, and these guys are like 6 foot fucking 2 giants and shit. Like, man, if this was real life, they could put them all on the Japanese basketball team and give USA running for their money. God damn.
Oh, yeah.
Or they all could UFC fighters or something, bro. Back Pride. This is 2005, so Pride FC was fucking popping. They all could have gone to Pride, but. Yep. In any case, we deviate. No, Revengers was great. Man, I don't know. There's so many questions, and that's one of the best things about the show is that there's so many questions you can ask about the show because of the unique nature of the fact that they're fucking with time, I don't know, man. It's definitely one of the more unique shows. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, it's one of those shows that will trump a show such as Megalobox, and because it's got that broader appeal, and I agree with it. It's a great show. I enjoyed it very much, and I'm really getting more invested, which is awesome to say that I'm getting more invested.
And Mikey got his ass kicked.
Mikey didn't get his ass kicked.
I know, but like he actually got hit. Like he actually got hit multiple times.
He's being challenged. Yeah. This guy, whoever, Hanma.
Yeah, Hanma Shuji.
Which is funny when you think of Hanma. I think of Tomoyaki Hanma, and he's not very challenging whatsoever. But in any case. Bro, he did. It's funny. I made that joke just now, and I also made the joke when I was watching it. When Hanma hit him with the headbutt, I was like, Kokeshi! If nobody knows what we're talking about, go ahead and go on YouTube and look up New Japan Pro Wrestling or NJPW. Hanma, Honma, even though it's spelled Hamna for this show. Yeah, Tomoyaki Hanma. So just look up NJPW Hanma Kokeshi. You'll be like Kokeshi, and then you'll understand my joke. But in any case, again, we divert. I love it. I can't wait to see more of Revengers. I'm also loving the fact that it's an undefined show. There is no season, or I'm sorry, no episode cap. Yeah, there's no episode listed at the moment. It's season 10 of Undefined, or sorry, episode 10 of Undefined, which is stellar. And I know the manga is quite extensive. I would think, or fairly extensive at least. I mean, I've only gone through like the first few months. Yeah, we still got a long way to go, and I'm really excited for this show.
Right. Draken is still a badass. Like he's still like, I'm ready to go, even after stab.
Bro, it's the power of the horse. It's got to be the power of the horse. He must have blown so many amazing nuts to keep him in that shape and keep him like with that vigor.
Well, I guess it's Emma. It's obviously with Emma.
Yeah, Emma's got to be giving him that great toppy or something, bro. Like, God damn.
But God, like, I love him.
Yeah, Draken is low key one of the stars of this season. Draken, Akun, Mikey,
Asushi.
Who?
Akun.
Yeah, Akun.
And Hinata.
Hina. Yeah, Hina. Bro, Hina is everything that you should want in a woman or a significant other. I think we mentioned that last week.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Hina is definitely everything you want in a significant other. Caring, passionate, loving, accepting, quirky, humble, has some ferocity to her. Supportive among everything. Like, oh God, a dream. She's a literal. She is a low key. What's it called? Waifu. Low key waifu material is Hannah.
But great episode. I kind of want this to end.
It's not gonna end anytime soon, dude.
I know. We have no updates or news, but I'm actually okay with that.
No,
They can go for like 24 episodes that we won't know.
100% okay with that.
But now we know Draken's alive, so that's the good thing. He's gonna be
For
the
now.
hospital. The
Yeah,
hospital's there.
yeah, they are on the way.
Takemichi beats that guy. He choked him out.
Yeah, and then all the other gang are getting their ass kicked, but we'll see how
They're
this
fine.
goes.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. Yeah, they'll be fine. I wonder. I really want to know what happens now because of the fact that he changed time here. What's going to happen with the rest of the battle? Maybe what happened? But hey, maybe something happens to Mikey in an unexpected twist. We don't know, and that's one of the beautiful things. There's so many questions with Revengers. You would think, right? If an anime creates more questions than it answers, that's annoying or it can be a negative thing. In the instance of Tokyo Revengers, it's wonderful because it keeps the intrigue alive. It keeps us wanting more. It keeps me wanting more for sure. That it gets me hyped. It gets me. At first, I was like, Tokyo Revengers. Now I'm like, yes, Tokyo Revengers. Let's see what the fuck is gonna happen this week. Can't wait. Love it.
And I believe that is all of our catching up, like together.
Yeah, I'm still behind on so many things. I know we both love Hero. I'm behind. I know you love To Your Eternity. I'm behind. I know we both
Fuck,
love.
I love Gugu from To Your Eternity.
Yeah, I hear he's a star in these few episodes. These 3 episodes I'm behind. I hear he's a superstar. I can't wait to see how he does. I heard they fight the evil tree again, so I'm curious to see how they do and what happens.
It's
So I'm kind of
not the knockers. That's what they are.
They're what?
The creator calls them knockers.
Knockers.
Nokkers.
Oh, because if they did Nockers, I was like, "There's no oppai there. What the fuck?"
But no, that's what the creator has called them for right now. Like there's more. That's the main enemy. Per se.
By the way, I forget his name now. It was recently his birthday. The creator, the guy who does the creator, he also does a lot of our.
The guy that does Nanami also from Jujutsu.
Yeah, he's so many characters that I love. He's definitely one of my, and I'm sorry, I'm not good with voice actors, but he's easily one of my favorite voice actors. Him, and then the guy who plays Kirito. Those two are some of my favorite voice actors for sure.
Right.
And so he does a tremendous job with him being the creator, and he got several parts this season. And yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, what you call it? Kenjiro Suda, right?
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Like I said, dude, I'm bad with it. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, real quick. Before we move on to the ones that you've watched, I'm behind on Fruits, but let me tell you, just the hype that I've seen on Fruits, and because I'm in charge, well, not in charge of the threads, but I happen to go on Twitter sometimes to see stuff, and again, I'm spoiled by some of the rom-com pages I follow on Facebook, and I am so looking forward to Fruits. I will probably bawl my eyes out because of how sensational this last final season of Fruits is. For anybody who wants to see a beautiful shoujo that has to do with love and hate and finding a way out of despair, and it wants to laugh along the way, I highly recommend Fruits. I can't wait to see what happens there. My Hero's getting interesting. I am caught up on My Hero. My Hero's starting to get interesting now that we're heading into the villain portion. This last episode was one of the better episodes, including the one before that as well. So these last couple episodes have been some of the better episodes. What else am I wanted to talk about really quick? I'm caught up on other anime that you're not caught up on, like Slime 300. That's okay. What else? I'm behind on 86, my only 5-star anime thus far, and I'll try and catch up to that. And I'm also behind, as we mentioned, on Hero, which again I see is becoming even more and more great. We see the dynamic with Yoshida and Sayu. I believe they're taking Sayu away now, and that's looking really depressing from what I've seen in the preview, since I'm still in charge of the thread. I can't wait to see how that develops. Just tell me real quick, you don't have to spoil it for me completely, but we talked about Koikimo and we talked about how disgusting it is. In your opinion, based off of the episodes you've seen, because you're caught up more or less except for this last episode that just passed, are they building towards Sayu and Yoshida getting together, or are they still doing the Big Brother gimmick?
As of right now, it is a Big Brother thing. I know the light novel just ended.
Yes.
So I gotta find out what happened in that regard, or who he chose.
I hope we get a season 2 out of that, and I would definitely look forward to that.
Yeah, like honestly, with either when Sayu gets older or the other girls involved, I think I'd be okay with it. Honestly, be okay with either. Honestly,
Yeah, perhaps. One thing that stands, and we mentioned it in the pilot as well, that I want to mention about Hichiro. We just railed Koikimo for being disgusting and creepy and not acceptable. Hichiro kind of goes on that same light, except it goes from a different aspect of our main character Yoshida being the big brother to Sayu, who's the broken girl who's basically given her body for the opportunity to run away from her family because of unknown reasons. You probably know what those reasons are by now.
oh yeah,
Well, actually, no.
you don't.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, dude. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just
it's
got a
great,
text message that kind
crazy.
of
Yeah,
blew me off.
yeah, that's okay. But no, yeah, I didn't see the new episode yet where she goes home, but
Yeah,
definitely, yeah, you feel bad for Sayu. There's really no easy
you
way to
do.
say it. Like,
You
jeez.
must. Yeah, you must protect Sayu at all costs. We must protect Sayu at all costs.
No, like even her brother is great. Like
Her
Issa
brother's.
tried.
Oh, her brother. Her brother's great too.
Issa, yeah. Oh, you haven't seen him yet. Okay.
No, I haven't. Yeah, I
Nah,
haven't yet.
he was like helping her almost as much as he
Really.
could.
Yeah, I mean, from the previews that I've seen, you just see Sayu cry a lot. You did see where her friend committed suicide. I don't know why. We'll find out. I guess I'll find out why.
Yeah, well, you'll
Um,
find out.
I'll find out why.
It's
And
basically you're gonna get One Direct flashbacks,
yeah.
more or less.
Yeah, I guess the last thing I want to talk about is Snow White Notes. I'm behind an episode on that, but let me tell you, as I mentioned before, if anyone loves music anime, it is a must-watch anime. I get such happy feels watching that show. The way the music hits the shamisen, the way that hits, and the way that they make the show about the music and everything builds up to that moment and to the solo and how they incorporate nature into it. It is fantastic. One of my shows of the year as well, just low key shows of the year, I should say. So definitely want to throw that out there as well. Beyond that, that's about it for me. I don't have anything else to say. I know you want to talk about VIVY and you want to talk about Shadow House, so do
Yes,
your thing.
Shadow House. My God, that occurred a complete 180
Really?
from how you expected it to go, and you
Mm-hmm.
find out what happens if a shadow fails their debut.
Mm.
They die.
So that's
Like
pretty.
the shadow itself disappears, and the living doll does not have a master. That's it.
That seems depressing.
And
Disturbing.
only one of them, and only one fails. And
Mm-hmm.
Miliko and Kate, the main ones, they almost failed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out with the grandfather, like he drugged the tea for the dolls to drink, and now they're brainwashed.
So
So
they
that
didn't fail because they brainwashed
so
people.
that they could never betray a grandfather.
Wow. Oh, so that's some Promise Neverland one shit right there. To a certain extent.
Right, but
To a small extent.
this is good.
Yeah, except it's really better. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like the shadows start out as like summons. Like the shadows have
Mm-hmm.
themselves have no free will.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
dolls, quote unquote dolls, are there to give those shadows the personality. And if it's not fully developed, then you know they're gonna fail.
Mm-hmm.
You just see this, and it's like God, like this whole. It was like a wholesome type thing, and then this just turns into this.
Yeah.
I think we got like 2 episodes left of that, so I'm curious how that's gonna go.
I want to know if other people in the group are watching Shadow House. I think I saw one or two other people are watching it. It's been
I,
mentioned on the lower end of the animes of the year, so I'm curious to know, or of the season, I should say, animes of the season. So I'm curious to know how other people rank it. I know you speak highly of it, so I know it has to do with supernatural and things like that.
as
So
of right now, it's 3.5.
3.5 for you, okay.
Yeah, like I enjoy the characters, but like the story takes a bit. But now, like how it picked up the last couple of episodes, it
Mm-hmm.
might go up. It depends on how this ends.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And now, Vivi, this I have one left.
Yeah, that's right. The season finale is this coming up week, right?
Yeah, and
Mm.
Yeah, she failed in this mission again.
She fails a lot, doesn't she?
She failed it. The main person says, "You can stop it. You have to sing your song."
Mm-hmm.
As she goes to it, and she froze, like she couldn't do it.
Isn't that crazy that a AI has the ability to feel that type of emotion, to freeze,
that's the fate.
to panic?
That's the fate. She's still confused because she doesn't know what it means to put your heart into something. Because again, they don't have hearts.
Yeah.
But the fact that she made this song, this specific song, out of free will, made her special.
I will say, out of all the shows I've heard of that are AI based, the way you've described VIVY and what I've seen of VIVY makes it definitely seem the most humanistic of all the AI shows.
It does, though. She gets those aspects. Like she gets those conflicts about herself. Like she has to do this to help, but she wants to stay true to her goal, which is make people sing, make people happy with her music. But there's no people.
Yeah.
Everyone died. Even when she went to the future, everyone died because she failed to sing.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
So now they found a way to go back and do it again.
Wow. Oh, so they go back in time to the place where she failed to do it again.
After they failed, Matsumoto says there's a way to, like, we're gonna go start from the beginning. Like, there's one way to do it, but
from episode 1.
But they completely skip it. But he talks about it in this. Yeah, he talks about, like, they're gonna do it again. Like, it's like a time skip type thing.
So
they talk about it and they go back to where they were for the 100 years where it took place.
So basically, you go episode 1 through 9 is the events that happen and she fails. Episode 10 is them revealing that they can go back to where they were in episode 1. Episode 11 is going to be where they relive everything 1 through 10 and hopefully succeed.
This is episode 12.
12, my bad. I'm sorry.
Episode 11. Episode 11 was where they're in the 100 years. The 100 years passed.
Yes, so they're back in the present.
Like no matter what happens, they fail.
Yeah, they're back in the present.
And in this one, they go back to where they were in episode 11, where they failed.
Oh, so they can go. So they only go back to the point where she failed and destroyed the world.
Yes, but before the world died, but it costs Dr. Matsumoto's life in exchange.
Because wow!
To get to that.
Wow.
So, but now she knows what to do. She just has to sing that song. If she can do that, then everything's fine. But the fact that she failed, almost everyone died. Elizabeth died. The other robot Matsumoto died. Like all the troops died. Like the main villain summoned like this like satellite meteors crashing in Earth to kill everyone.
Yeah.
And now she has a chance to fix that. People are still dead. A lot of humans died, but now she has a way to still save everyone before the human race is wiped out.
It seems interesting. I can't lie. Even though I'm not a fan of the whole AI thing, but this really, I don't know. It gives me hope to maybe try it.
But the main person does this because she believes the AIs can evolve without the humans. Like they make them like their own type of human, and to do that, the actual humans gotta go.
Yeah,
and that's why she wants Vivi, because again, in her mind, she has free will. Because again, she wrote the song by herself without being told what to do, without being programmed. Like she did it in her own free will. And that is why the AIs that got controlled by her sing that song, like the actual, like, not lyrics, but no, Vivi has to do that. If she could do that, then the AIs stop. That's it. Like the AIs are done.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out why certain AIs didn't get affected, because they're entirely older models that didn't get updated.
Mm-hmm.
Like Elizabeth and all that. Like the fact that she didn't get updated, she was able to fight, but unfortunately she died.
crazy.
But that's where we're at with that. It's a lot, but it's just so good. I can't wait for the finale. How they're gonna do it. I'm happy with this. This is probably my favorite for the season so far. I just gotta see how this ends.
Indeed.
Okay, now your stuff that you watched. I know Joran is one.
Yeah, Duran's probably the only other one I think that we can talk about as far as I'm concerned. Because I mean, I'm so behind on so many. Duran finished as well. That finished yesterday. So I mean, it was good. Like I wrote in my review that I'll post later on in the week. Duran started out very hot. I was definitely hype about it. It kind of petered in the middle. It's kind of like, okay, whatever. And then it picked up again toward the end, and I was like, okay. And then the end itself was okay. It was a bit odd, but it didn't, I don't know. It didn't hit the way I think it should have, but it wasn't terrible by any means. As overall, the show I feel wasn't bad at all. Didn't insult me in any way. Wasn't bad at all. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Very solid 3 out of 5. Animation is good. It's pretty gory. So I dig that. They made me care about the characters somewhat, but I feel like I could have cared more about the characters. I definitely could have cared more about the story because the story was just
Right.
I don't know. It was just whatever. And then even though they didn't really deviate from the story, at the same time, I didn't feel the story was very linear. Like I didn't have like a real like I don't know. I just wasn't invested in the story, and I think that's the main complaint I've seen from people in the group that have also tried to watch it. Like it's okay, the action's okay, the animation's good, the gore is good, the music is good. It's just the story is just it's forgettable, I guess. So
Right.
it's not one of those I'm gonna sit there and recommend, but at the same time, I'm not gonna shit all over it either. I thought it was okay. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Alrighty. But yeah, I know I stopped it. I was halfway through, but I might go back to it. We'll see. But again, I thought the art style was gorgeous, but again, it's just more of the characters and the story as itself. Like it just felt like it was either rushed or just not interesting. Like I've seen it before, but better.
Mm-hmm.
Also, didn't like how they rushed the brother thing, like the fourth or fifth episode.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that like you know what? Screw it. we're done here. You could have saved that. You could have saved that towards the end, not when you're a quarter way through.
Yeah, I mean that's also one of the biggest complaints, I guess, is the fact that they did rush that part. The main story was, I mean, but that's kind of what they did with Osamake. They rushed the main story and like the main story itself, even though it's kind of developed over time.
Right.
For the sub story to kind of mean something now, from what I've seen, because I'm not caught up on that. But what I've seen, the sub story definitely has its place now. It never really felt like the sub story here in Joran had its place. It wasn't bad. But the main story, like you said, just it blew its load in the first 5 episodes, and then that was that. So then what? It
Right.
felt like, even though I didn't mind, like I said, the ending, I felt the ending was a bit. I don't know. It didn't hit. It didn't hit the way it should. And so, yeah. I mean, maybe there's. I don't know. I doubt there's gonna be more. They made it seem like it because after the episode, they fast forward to Asahi growing up, 17 years later, or sorry, not 17, like probably like 12 years later, I think. And she has her crow. She has Duran's crow, and
Right.
she has mysteriously she has her powers now. And then they leave off with that. So maybe they'll do a season 2. I don't know. I don't know that they will, based off of how this may be received, but we'll see. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't really like, oh my god,
Speaking of Osamake, I love how it's called where the childhood friend won't lose, and it's like, but they're all the childhood friend.
Yeah, they're all
childhood so of course no one's gonna lose because they're all the childhood friends.
Yeah, exactly. It's
So
a little twist.
either it's going to be a harem, like a harem, or something else.
But it's a unique harem. That's why it's not bad. I don't mind it in the least. It's not like one of those typical harems or a stupid harem. Like it's got its place in its own quirky way. So it's definitely one of the comedies. Even though it's a rom com, there's definitely more emphasis on the com versus some of the other ones that may have more focus on the rom. So, but yeah, I need to catch up on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I guess you could say. Like I said,
sorry. Sorry, Rina Asagi is not the childhood friend. She's the only one that's not a childhood friend, so we know she ain't winning.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But definitely, we're definitely down the wire. We've got about 2 episodes overall in most of the seasons now. 2-1 per se. Spring has been a lot. We will say this. My God.
Indeed. Hopefully, fall won't. I'm sorry, not fall. Hopefully, summer won't be as bad.
Yeah, okay.
So, and not as bad, I should say, but not as busy. Let me phrase that. It shouldn't. Hopefully, it's not as busy. So far, from like I said, we discussed it briefly toward the end. I believe we only have. I have only 4 actual series, not including the ones that are recurring, like Tokyo Revengers, To Your Eternity, Boruto, and My Hero. Those should be also, unless they announce that they're going to be taking a brief hiatus. So there's 4, and then there's 4 other ones that are coming out. I think maybe 5. So it shouldn't be that much. Like I said, we're watching 20. I'm watching 21 different series, so that can obviously become a bit arduous. But yeah, hopefully summer won't be as bad. Which is always kind of the opposite. You always think like some of the other seasons aren't bad, and you get to like summer and fall, and that's where like things pick up. But for us, it might be a wind down a little bit, which is welcome.
Alrighty. Was there anything else that you saw that you're caught up on, or was that it?
No, that's it for me, buddy. We're over our normal time. We normally go about 50 to 55 minutes. We're already at an hour 10, but as far as I'm concerned, this is easily probably one of our best episodes. So I hope you guys out there feel the exact same.
All right. Before we wrap up, we will do our recommendation for the week. I figure we do this differently, and we do a specific genre of what we recommend. So I think today, we should do romance for, Koikimo, your favorite.
So many better options, ladies and gentlemen.
I know.
So many better options.
But I will do my recommendation from 2014, Your Lie in April.
Oh, I need to watch that, and I'm so scared. I'm so scared to watch it.
A lot of people have seen it. I can't tell you, like, the romance is there, the music is there, the sadness. It captures everything so beautifully. I love this anime. So that's my recommendation for in terms of romance. Excuse me. You're right. Your turn. What are you gonna recommend for people?
Oh God. I've watched so many different romances over these last few months. It's tough for me to decide. I'm always gonna say Clanad because that's the one that really shaped my view on romance, and on life in general. Clanad is such a depressing show. It's not the one I'm gonna recommend though, because I don't want people to just sit there and just cry. Because I can just say from season 2 of Clanad, after the story, I literally was crying hysterically from episode 9 to episode 23. And I don't want my users. Wow, I'm talking like my IT. Sorry, my IT job. I don't want our listeners to sit there and just be crying the whole time. So I'm going to recommend one of the more recent ones that came out. It came out actually very recently in the winter of this year. Horimiya. It's one of the better done rom-coms that I've seen. It's fairly mature considering it's high school based, but the themes are mature, and watching the story develop is great. It's one of those shows where I hear from the manga readers, it wasn't necessarily rushed, but they definitely excluded a lot of content. But the content that they did include, from what I've read other manga readers say, was very good, very sufficient, very well done. Animation is great, music is great, and the story is wonderful. So I would recommend, if you want to watch a newer rom-com that'll sweep you away, definitely watch Horimiya.
But we want to thank you all for joining us again for this week. Hopefully we'll have more caught up on everything else by next week, or a very good majority as the season starts to come to a close in the next couple of weeks. You can find us on Facebook for Eat the Cake Anime. You can join us in there for the group to join discussions. And you can follow me on Twitter at DamianPhoenix12. And Ian, do your plugs.
Yeah, you can find me on my anime Instagram at IAI_anime ANIME 24. You love anime 24. You can follow me on my podcast Instagram, podcast.senpai. You can if you go to the link tree on either of those Instagrams, you can follow all of my podcasting endeavors, including MMA for Marks and the Orlando Tragics podcast, NSFW warning for all the above. And you can follow me on Twitter at SHOSTOPPA24. And you can also follow me on Analyst, which we'll have that next week from Matthew, so he'll tell you what his is. Mine is Showstopper249, SHOSTOPPA249. And just if anything I missed, you can go onto the link tree. It's probably on there.
And be sure to check us out where you listen to your local podcasts, whether it's Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Podcast One. We are going to be on the Chair Shot Radio once we get our graphic up, so it should be this weekend. I
Hopefully.
hope so.
Yeah, we need it.
Yep, I seen the sketch. It looks fantastic. I can't wait till you see it.
Oh, boy.
I'm waiting for them to color it in so we can have that up. And again, we'll be on the Chair Shot Radio, which is almost on a lot of websites. Once it's on there, various links. Again, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you Monday. Ikuzo.
Sayonara, minasan!